I never thought my marriage would unravel in such a casual, almost careless way. You know how people say betrayal feels like a knife to the heart? For me, it wasn't one sudden stab. It was a slow cut, one I didn't even realize was happening until I saw it with my own eyes. It started at a friend's birthday dinner. My wife, Emma, and I had been married for 6 years at that point. Things weren't perfect, no marriages, but I thought we had a strong foundation. We laughed together. We had plans for the future, and I truly believed she was my partner for life. That night, though, I noticed something different. A guy at the bar kept glancing over at her. At first, I brushed it off. She's beautiful. I've always known men notice her. But then she started smiling back. Not just a polite smile, but one of those long, lingering ones that says, "I see you." I tried to stay calm, sipping my drink, convincing myself I was overthinking. But then it happened. Right in front of me, she leaned across the table, grabbed a napkin, and scribbled down her phone number. She slid it to him with a grin, like a teenager passing notes in class. My chest tightened. I felt heat rising up my neck. I asked, "What are you doing?" She looked at me like I was the crazy one and said, "Don't be dramatic. It's just innocent flirting." Innocent. That word rattled in my brain. Was I supposed to believe that? That giving your number to another man while your husband sits across the table is harmless? I didn't want to cause a scene at our friend's party, so I swallowed my anger. But inside, I was breaking. That night, when we got home, I confronted her again. She laughed it off, said she was just having fun, and that I was overreacting. She told me marriage doesn't mean you stop being attractive, that she liked the attention. I told her marriage doesn't mean you stop being attractive. It means you respect your partner enough not to cross boundaries. Her response? She rolled her eyes and muttered, "You're too sensitive." That phrase did cut deeper than anything else, because it made me feel like my pain wasn't valid, like my instincts were just insecurity. Over the next few weeks, things got worse. She was on her phone constantly, smiling at texts, tilting the screen away when I walked by. When I asked who she was talking to, she'd snap back. "Why are you checking up on me? Don't you trust me?" Trust. The one thing I wanted to give her completely, but she was shredding it every day. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. After she fell asleep, I looked through her phone. And there it was, the same number I saw her write on that napkin. Dozens of messages. Flirty, suggestive, late-night conversations. They weren't innocent. They weren't harmless. She was emotionally cheating, maybe worse. My hands were shaking as I read the words she sent him, things she hadn't said to me in months. She told him he made her feel alive. She said she liked imagining what if. The next morning, I asked her point blank, "Are you seeing him?" She didn't deny it. She just shrugged and said, "I don't know what you want me to say. You're making this a bigger deal than it is." And that's when it hit me. The betrayal wasn't just in the flirting or the texting, it was in the way she dismissed my feelings. The woman I vowed to share my life with was standing there telling me that my heartbreak, my pain, my shattered trust didn't matter. That night, I packed a bag. I didn't yell. I didn't cry in front of her. I just said, "If you think this is innocent, then you've forgotten what it means to be married. I can't live like this." Walking out of that door was the hardest thing I've ever done. But staying would have been harder. Staying would have meant betraying myself. Weeks later, I heard from mutual friends that the flirting turned into a full-blown affair. And honestly, that was the closure I needed. She had tried to convince me I was overreacting, that my pain was imaginary. But the truth was right there all along. I just had to trust my gut. Looking back now, I realized something important. Betrayal doesn't always come crashing down in one explosive moment. Sometimes it seeps in quietly, disguised as a joke, a shrug, or a dismissive smile. Sometimes it's hidden behind the words, "Don't be dramatic." But if your partner ever makes you feel crazy for expecting respect, for asking for loyalty, remember, you're not the problem. She thought it was just innocent flirting. I knew better. And leaving her was the bravest decision I ever made.